On to ArsenalFanTV, time to get into our starting 11, brought to you today by the excellent football app, OneFootball. The link is in the description. Don't forget to download the app. Great app. What they do actually on that app is just before the game, they always have Arsenal starting 11. So if you want to know what the starting 11 is in advance of the game, get along to the OneFootball app. Really, really good stuff. But important game this weekend, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Now I want to win this game, and it's very important that we get the team right. Now I've been sitting down and I've been going over and over and over this team, and you know what, I'm going to give you two starting 11s, and the reason why I'm going to give you the two starting 11s is because personally, me looking at it, I think we should go with a 4-3-3. However, I know that Wenger is obsessed at the moment with this three at the back. And to be fair to him, three at the back worked against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. So I could see why he'd want to stick with that because, you know, it worked against Chelsea there. It worked with them in the Community Shield. So maybe you might be looking at it and saying, listen, the last two times I've played against them, it's worked and we've beaten them. I still think a 4 against Chelsea would be better. And I'm going to show you my 4 afterwards. But first of all, if Wenger does go with a 3, this is what I want to see him going with. Now, in goal, without a doubt, it's got to be Petr Cech. Ospina didn't do himself any favours during the week with his performance. You know, that goal was definitely his fault for just kicking it straight back. It would have to be Petr Cech in this game for me anyway. Then we go with a 3 across the back. Now, these 3 are going to have a big game. Mustafi, Koscielny, and Nacho Monreal. Right? Now, they need big games. They all need big games, especially Monreal. Last year, didn't play well up against Hazard. You know, they're going to be up against it with the guys flying down the wings. But if they're on their game, these are international players. If they're on their game, we can have a decent showing. Then I'm going to go with Hector Bellerin, who had a very good game the other night. I thought possibly man of the match the other night. He was really, really good. Him on one wing, and on the other wing, the big man himself, Kolasinac. Looked really good the other night. Scored a really, really good goal. Has scored against Chelsea as well in the Community Shield. All right. Then in the middle, Xhaka, who needs a huge game, and Ramsey. Now these two need big games, especially Xhaka. You know, I've not been impressed with him at all this season. There's been a couple of games where he's made some nice passes, rangy passes, but defensively he's been awful. I thought when this guy came in that he was a guy that would get a tackle in and that, yeah, he gets tackles in late. But that's all I've seen from him so far. He needs a huge performance this week. He costs a lot of money. It's time for him to start standing up. He was the guy that we got instead of Kante. Now, listen, he's got to step up in this game. All right? Another guy who needs to step up in this game is Mesut Ozil. Huge game for Ozil. Huge, huge, huge game. Often accused by, you know, everybody, every time this type of game comes around, as not showing up. He has to show up in the game. Now, who goes alongside him? And there's a lot of people saying that he should be dropped if you're playing in this free. But after his performance the other night, the fact that he's a world-class player, and I know that Welbeck was brilliant the other day, but I've got to go with Alexis. You can't be leaving guys like this, excuse me, out of a game like this. Alexis Sanchez has to be in there. Then, up front, Lacazette. I mean, if Wenger leaves Lacazette out, I get like what he's done against Chelsea. I mean, it might just possibly be his time for him to just walk away. If he does that again, leaves him and him out, something's seriously wrong. So that's what my team formation is when I'm going with the free. And of course, that means leaving out Welbeck, which is, you know, his guy's been playing pretty well so far this season. But Alexis Sanchez, the goal that he scored the other night, you know, Welbeck's not going to score that. It's only like one of few players in this country that can score that type of goal with 3 players tightly marking you. Alexis has to be in. Now I'm going to give you my alternate now. 4 at the back. Right? It's like being at school, isn't it? I'm schooling Arsene Wenger. Right. Alternate. With 4. A 4 system. Check-in goal. Bellerin. I'll just say Bell. Keep it short. Right. Mustafi. Koscielny. And Kolasinac. That's my back 4. No Monreal. Mustafi, Koscielny, Bellerin. That 4. Remember we beat Chelsea 3-0. That's how we went. We went with a 4 when we beat them at home last season. Then in front of them, Xhaka in that holding role. And he's got to do it properly. He's got to hold, and he's got to hold properly. Then just in front of them, Ramsey, Ozil. But Ozil's going to have to work in this game, right? Plus, Xhaka's going to have to be getting around, covering when Ozil goes forward. Ramsey's got to be covering. They can't just be going running off gun-ho and making us get caught on the counter-attack. And that's why I can see why, you know, Wenger may favour that 5. But this can work if these guys do their job properly. And then a front 3, a formidable front 3 of Welbeck on the right, Lacazette in the middle, and Alexis on the left. Now, I'm telling you, that front 3 will frighten any team in the Premier League. That is an excellent front 3. But it can only work if these guys in the midfield do their job. In particular, he would have an important role to play, Xhaka, in this game, in getting around and covering these guys when these 2 guys are very attacking, lose the ball. Ramsey would have to be a bit more disciplined and allow Ozil to supply the balls for these guys and for these guys to then hurt Chelsea. And I'm telling you, that back 3 of Chelsea's is good. David Luiz and, you know, Cahill and that, but they've got no pace there. And you can really get at them if you've got a great front 3. That is what I'd like to see Arsenal do, you know. And as these guys play with discipline, why not? Why can't this work? It's worked against Chelsea before. So that's my lineup for it. My prediction for the game, I don't even want to predict for this game because we haven't even beaten these guys for so long. But if they all work hard in this system, 2-1 to Arsenal. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments.